Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so I guess Kamala Harris has finally defined herself. Her vice presidential pick here, I think, is a little bit odd. You know, my understanding is that Kamala Harris had a little bit of an imaging issue, and mostly that issue stemmed from the fact that she was viewed as too much of a far-left progressive socialist type, and really over the last couple of days, it felt like Kamala Harris was trying to run away from that label. As we covered yesterday, progressives felt abandoned.
Kamala Harris is renouncing every progressive position she's ever held, one by one. Just in case anyone still had an iota of hope that she might be better than Joe Biden on policy, Harris has spent the last few days making it clear that she is indeed running as just another centrist Democrat.
You know, supposedly, Kamala Harris has abandoned her progressive ways. Yet here she is, picking Tim Walz as her vice presidential pick. Two socialists on the ticket. I think a lot of people are probably asking the same question I'm asking. What the frick is going on here? Are you a socialist or are you not? In the primaries, she's a socialist. Then in the general election, all of a sudden she's not. Then she picks a socialist as a partner. When elected, what's Kamala gonna do? Are they gonna enact progressive reform? Or are they just gonna be your prototypical corporate Democrat? Nobody knows. This is the ticket that Democrats are offering. Who knows? Socialism, maybe. Why not? Could be. Okay, so I guess that's the Kamala Harris, or rather the Harris-Walz ticket. Let's have a conversation about it. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Okay, so Kamala Harris picks far-left loon Tim Walz. And now, of course, the left is doing what it usually does, attempting to scrape very recent history from our memory. Nancy Pelosi is deployed to MSNBC to tell everybody it's crazy to think that Tim Walz is left-wing.
Tim Walz is wonderful, and she had many good choices among the six and certainly among the two. I'm a big fan of Governor Shapiro. Tim Walz, I know very well. He served in the House. To characterize him as left is so unreal. It's just not what the question. He's right down the middle. He's a heartland of America Democrat.
Yup, of course, the gaslighting continues. You're a nutcase if you think that Tim Walz is too far left or far left socialist. Nancy Pelosi tells us literally less than a week after Tim Walz himself showed up on the White Men for Harris Zoom call theatrical performance, where he said this.
But we can get out there, reach out, make the case. And for one thing, don't ever shy away from our progressive values. One person's socialism is another person's neighborliness.
Yeah, but of course, we're the crazy ones, right? No, once again, it's a total attempted rebrand. Tim Walz is the perfect guy for the job. He brought food to children. That seems to be the argument these days. Although I'm not exactly sure what kind of argument that is. Are Democrats implying that Republicans want kids to go hungry? If they are, that's a very interesting stance, I guess. You know, just like with Kamala Harris, I think Democrats are going to have to go a little bit beyond that. They're going to have to defend their records here, their records that they're clearly trying to run away from. And while that just might be a little bit difficult, if the argument's going to be, well, I'm not a progressive and I never said those things. I mean, for Pete's sakes, this is who Tim Walz is.
Should cities be allowed to be sanctuary cities?
Yes, local control.
We have guns on the streets that were meant for war. We're going to have to put policies in place that make sure we're attracting teachers of color so that students of color have someone that they understand, look like, think like, see like in front of them.
Just left, he's far left. In fact, he might be one of the most far left governors in the country. So of course the left is going to continue to play this clip. Look at Governor Tim Walz signing a bill, providing government-subsidized breakfast to all kids regardless of household income. Wow, so amazing, he really cares. That's what Democrats want you to look at. But how about this?
It's done.
A packed room at the St. Paul Armory erupted after the governor's signature made driver's license for all the law of the land.
Licenses for all. That's left-wing Governor Tim Walz signing onto a bill that provides driver's licenses to everyone, including illegal migrants. It's the same old manipulative Democrat strategy, using other people's money to appear altruistic. Oh, I'm taking care of the kids, the kids, the kids. But the reality of what they're doing is actually much more sinister. As I keep saying, the Democrats really want to focus the conversation on very isolated instances and topics, but if you look at the larger picture, well, it's obvious the Democrats are doing that as a distraction. They don't want people to be having the conversation that this guy is a far-left loon just like Kamala Harris. So Nancy Pelosi is deployed in the media and she says, they're not left. Really? I'm pretty sure they're frickin' left. I'm pretty sure they're left of left. I mean, they seem to be having that conversation on MSNBC.
I'm wondering, I have a yellow flag in my head going, if you squeal loud enough, she hears and responds. You know, there is going to be people that will come away from this experience thinking, the progressive backlash is what got her off of Shapiro or what got her off of Kelly. In fairness, maybe they didn't vet either, okay? That's also a possibility when all's said and done. But on substance, that I can't help but have that takeaway.
The idea here is that Tim Walz was a pick to appease progressives, but he's not left. She picked a progressive leftist to appeal to progressives, but you're the crazy one for pointing that out. Welcome to Democrat Looney Tunesville, where nothing ever frickin' makes any sense. A lot of people were expecting Kamala Harris to pick Josh Shapiro, but they decided not to due to his Jewish faith. I know that's not their official statement, but come on, that's the obvious reason they didn't take that pick. And so I guess we learned a couple of things here about Kamala Harris. She's making picks to appeal to the far left, pro-Palestinian leftist mob, and she's now picked a non-swing state, far leftist governor as her running mate in order to continue this outreach to far left progressive voters, I guess. But they're running on a messaging platform, or as a ticket that represents moderate, middle ground, corporate Democrat policies and governing. Okay, very interesting indeed. I think a lot of people are probably as confused as I am. No one really knows what they're getting with Kamala Harris. It's kind of just a gamble, you know, a mystery box. You'll figure out where she lands on the communist spectrum after she gets elected into power, but as we know, that doesn't really matter for most of these empty-brained leftoids. I mean, based on their own statements, they'd vote for literally anything that isn't the evil orange man, even a potato, and don't ask them to prove it because they already have proved it after they voted for Joe Biden in 2020. I don't know, honestly, I don't even know what to say. I guess this election is shaping up to whether or not the country's on a path towards socialism. There's now two far-left, hardcore socialists running under the Democrat ticket. You know, previous political wisdom would tell you that Americans would never vote for a socialist. You always have to lean towards the center, especially in election season. But we'll see if that holds true here. A socialist ticket has arrived. Will the MK Ultra be strong enough? That's the question. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, friends, and I'll see you on the next one.